welcome to the weekend, everybody. It's Friday, June 2nd, 2017. Good morning.
I don't want to brag, but I have a 20-year-old son today.
Congratulations. By the way, when you meet Kelly, though, don't you say, you cannot possibly have a 20-year-old son?
Oh, yes. That's exactly how we
It's what strangers say. I thought I delivered that well.
Yeah, no. When I think back, so when I started working here, he was 3 years old. 3 years old. And so we're putting him to work. You know, we're going to Niagara Falls. We're doing the show in Niagara Falls where he's actually going to, like, he's going to have a job on this shoot.
What's his job going to be?
I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be something. It's going to be something pretty amazing and something he can put on his college, you know, not application, but his resume, his work resume.
What do you see? What does he see, and what do you see him doing when he's 25? Where will he be?
I think he's going to, well, what he's going to school for and what he wants to be, he wants to direct horror films.
It's what he wants to do.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do. It's what he's wanted to do since he was young.
At what age do you think, because I always find this interesting, when someone discovers a passion and then begins to pursue their passion?
He was 12 years old. He saw a horror film at a slumber party behind my back.
And that was it.
He started getting Fangoria magazine. He started going to film camp in the summers. Just day camp, because God forbid I have a break. So he would go to film camp in the summer. He started directing little digital short films.
Yeah.
On the home computer. It's kind of like you, kind of like all of my friends I know who've like pursued their life streams. They started really young.
Like I say, geeking out. Like I geeked out on the radio business when I was just a kid, and that's all I wanted to do.
He's the same with horror films.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy 20th birthday. So we're celebrating his birthday together this weekend. What are we doing for the big party this weekend?
We're going to have a big party. I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, you know, I said to him, you know, the legal drinking age there is, what is it, 18? 19.
It's 19?
Right, I go, and gambling.
Gambling as well, okay. Well.
And he goes, I know, Mom, the last time we were in Canada, I was legal drinking age. So it's not even exciting to him, because we were there last year.
He's done it before.
He's done it, well, not really, because he's not a drinker. He's a runner, so he never drinks. So I was like, okay, well, all right.
Mom was looking for an excuse. Come on. We wanted to have some fun up there in Niagara Falls.
Mommy will have Uncle Rai, and
yes,
it'll be fine.
I'll be there in tandem. You know, I'm excited. This is the first field trip that I'm taking with the team here at Live.
It's so fun.
It's something you get to do every once in a while.
It's so fun because everybody, for some reason, forgets that they're working, and it becomes a big party. And we do somehow put on a show, but it seems like we're not putting on a show.
Well, by the way, after yesterday's show, half the place left. We're running on a skeleton team already.
The skeleton team comes down to like 2 bones once we have a remote, because we'll shoot a show and then everybody gets on a plane and leaves, and then it's us.
Yeah.
And what you see right here is all we have left. This is what we have left in terms,
But we're on the air. It's going to be, I'm excited about it. My first time to go there, too. So we'll be bringing you all of the action from Niagara Falls next week. Hey, you mentioned a 20th birthday celebration. There's another birthday celebration. I don't know if you're a Beatles fan. Any Beatles?
Everybody's a Beatles fan.
Sgt. Pepper turning 50.
Wow.
Can you believe it was 50 years ago that we heard Sgt. Pepper, which was obviously one of the great albums of all time. It was actually, they call it rock and roll's first concept album, which is an album of songs written around a central theme. This was one of the first of its kind back then, 50 years ago.
Well, it set the standard, that's for sure.
I was obviously exposed to the Beatles as a kid, but hosting American Idol, a lot of the contestants would choose the Beatles songs, and those were the ones when you got to pick your song. Those were some of the ones that would always go first, and the contestants wanted to get those because they knew they had such a wonderful following and could get votes when they performed them.
Like, here's what I would say: don't ever pick Whitney Houston. Don't ever pick Whitney. You don't sound like You don't. No matter how many times your parents tell you, you sound just like Whitney Houston. You don't. Nobody does. You don't sound like Celine Dion. You don't sound like Mariah Carey. You don't. And you don't sound like Hart either. You don't.
Hart. I mean, Hart, maybe. You know.
You don't sound like Hart.
Such a tough critic.
You don't. Yeah, I can be a tough critic because I have the worst voice, so I'm allowed to hurl my opinions at everybody because everybody goes, oh, well, then you can't do better. You're right, I can't, and I'm not on a singing show. Not yet.
That's right. I don't know, you're a pretty good judge. It sounds like you're pretty candid with your reaction.
I'm not a good judge. I'm judgmental.
Judgmental and
I'm judgmental. That's a very big difference.
It's all candor.
Yeah, yeah. So listen to this. This is the sweetest story. It was in the newspaper. It made me so happy. And not since the two penguins have I been so moved. There were two male griffon vultures in a long-standing, loving relationship have hatched an abandoned egg at the Amsterdam Zoo. So the zoo chick has two daddies. Yeah. The vultures have been a couple for years. They took turns sitting on the unhatched egg until it hatched, and they now take turns taking care of the chick by feeding it regurgitated food. Isn't that sweet?
Do you remember that show? I remember that show when I just saw the headline.
Yeah.
The Two Dads. Remember that show, My Two Dads?
My
That
Two
sitcom?
Dads, yeah, of
That was
course.
one of my favorites way back in the day shows. Maybe we're the only two that saw it, but that was one of those classic sitcoms.
It's okay. I have another question for you.
Yes.
Do you know where chocolate milk comes from?
A cow.
A chocolate cow?
Well, the milk comes from the cow, and the chocolate comes from the chocolate, and you put them together, and you get your chocolate milk.
That sounds like a good explanation.
Well, it seems like, I will tell you, my first field trip in Atlanta was to the Atlanta Dairy Farm, and I saw where the milk comes from. As an elementary student, that was my first.
Did you get to
Oh, we got to
manipulate
milk.
the teat?
I manipulated the teat, and out came the milk, and then the chocolate. What am I missing?
So 48% of Americans don't know where chocolate milk comes from.
Where do they think it comes from?
I don't know, but I find this whole article so disturbing, and there's no real backup to the story. There's no, like, what do the other 52% say? Or where do they theorize? It's just 48% of Americans don't know where chocolate milk comes from. I say it comes from the supermarket, but that's just me.
Yeah, I do remember growing up, they had strawberry milk, regular milk, chocolate milk.
Strawberry quick, I would cut somebody for
That was the best. That was the best, and that would go fast at the cafeteria.
Yes. And they had quick in every variety, but the strawberry quick, we can all agree, is the greatest thing to ever happen to humanity since vaccines.
It's still prom season? Anybody have kids going to? It's promish. It's wrapping up, but there have been a lot of stories. I was thinking back to when we went to prom. A lot of stories about the promposals and how elaborate these promposals have become.
I would hate to be a teenager nowadays. A promposal, it's like, it was terrifying enough to ask somebody, I think. I mean, I was always asked, because back in the 1910s, the boys asked the girl. But I always would think that it would be a scary proposition. Like, you ask the girl, what if she says no? Now people skywrite it. They have...
It's crazy.
They have police pull people over and arrest them, and then a promposal.
And all just for the Vine. Now people are paying hundreds of dollars to get the most liked prom photos. So they're hiring hair and makeup teams to get them ready for the prom photos. Not because they're excited about going to the dance and looking good, but because they want the photo to be liked and shared for popularity. Now, that's going too far, don't you think?
Yeah. I wanted nobody to see my prom photo. Ironically, we show it here on the show about 800 times a week.
Well, there it is. Anytime we can dig into that vault. There it is.
But notice how, that's actually really cute. That's adorable. But wait, notice how my date's not in the photo?
When we went to the prom, yes, we did ask the girl out, and we always thought if there was rejection, who would we ask after that.
Yeah, who was your second choice?
It would depend on who was available at the time, because
Right.
you know, the top picks go fast.
Yeah. She looks like a good catch.
My claim was I was the voice of Dunwoody High School, so I did the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. So I did the morning announcements and the Pledge of Allegiance every day. So I had a platform.
I did that in middle school. I did the announcements in middle school. But I was class president, so the class president got to do that. It wasn't that they said, her voice is so amazing.
No,
we have to hear it every morning.
My voice dropped and my height never rose. It was a scientific first. I kept thinking, my voice is dropping, I'm going to be very girthy, and it never happened. But I did audition to get the job, and so that was my claim to fame in high school.
She was probably prom queen. Were you prom queen in King?
She was very popular. She was very popular.
Yeah.
She was an older woman.
She was? Was she like a senior?
She's going to kill me for... We keep showing that picture. Sorry, Laurel.
Yeah, pretty soon you'll be standing there alone. And then they can put us together. Like two different...
They're working on that photo right now.
Like two different eras. Like something so... Ryan looks so normal, and Kelly looks like she's been electrocuted.
By the way, you can just tell how afraid I am to just... That's the way we dance back then.
My daughter saw that picture and she goes, but Mom, I don't understand it. You have boobs in that photo. And I go, it came with the dress. You zip it up. It came with the dress. That was a big selling feature for a girl like me.
Well, good luck with prom if it's still prom season for you. Hopefully you have better luck than you did. So on the show today, Kat Deely is here.
That's adorable. I bet she was good.
She was a model. She was like a supermodel growing up. Of course.
Right. She never struggled.
Never struggled.
We're also going to have a preview of Niagara Falls. So many people have never been.
And we continue our summer-long cooking competition. It's called Eat It, Like It, Share It, our summer cook-off. That's coming up in a little bit.
Yeah. This week we have a chef that influences what you cook and how you cook, inspiring his millions of TV viewers and social media followers every day. Chef Jeffrey Zakarian is here with his secret to one of his most popular burgers.
Yes, that's exciting. I can already smell something happening over there.
It smells good already, yeah.
And to remind you, the chef with the most digital votes will win $10,000 for charity and bragging rights as the Eat It, Like It, Share It Summer Cook-Off champ.
Yeah, and you at home should weigh in with each of your favorites, because by doing so, you'll have a chance to win a 6-night trip for 2 to Aruba.
Very exciting. Shall we burst?
Let's burst.
Play a little game? All right, time for the Burst into Spring Travel Trivia.
That's Mike Huskinson from Tampa, Florida. Now, Mike. Are those 2 iPhone 7s in your pocket, or are you just happy to see us?
7 plus.
That is hysterical.
Yep.
I liked it. Whatever it is, I like it a lot.
Nice moves out there. We have Lorraine Gottschling from Ashburn, Virginia on the phone. Hello, Lorraine. Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Lorraine, what's going on in Ashburn?
Well, we have a perfect day today. It's sunny for a change, and I'm ready to go bike riding.
Ah, so mountain bike, street bike, what kind of biking?
Just street bike on the WNOD trail. It's a really long trail that goes from D.C. way far out to like Pennsylvania.
Wow.
But we'll just do a few miles.
Sounds so nice.
Well, then the States must be kind of close.
I remember being a kid and our parents picked us up. I was in 2nd grade. My sister was in kindergarten. They picked us up and surprised us with a 3-day weekend. We went to Williamsburg, Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
Colonial Williamsburg. And we all got Virginia is for lovers shirts, which now I realize is probably not appropriate for a 2nd grader, but I wore that shirt to death. I loved it.
Well, thank you so much for calling us. Good luck. We're going to see what you're playing for here, Lorraine. All right, what do we have here today, Cal?
It's a great prize, the Pineapple Beach Club in Antigua. 7 days, 6 nights in a beachfront room. It's all inclusive. This trip is provided in part by Hotels.com. It's a prize valued at approximately $5,900. You have 20 seconds and only one guess, Lorraine. Good luck.
Thanks.
Here we go, Lorraine. Earlier this week, we talked with Vanessa Williams. What country did Vanessa say she was touring when she met her husband?
Egypt.
Yes.
Congratulations, you and a guest will enjoy 7 days and 6 nights at the Pineapple Beach Club Antigua. Antigua's most laid-back, all-inclusive resort is located in a tropical hideaway on a quarter-mile arc of brilliant powdery white sand. Pineapple Beach Club Antigua offers Caribbean-style accommodations amidst 30 acres of lush gardens. Guests can swim in the resort's 2 freshwater pools, enjoy complimentary water sports, or dine at one of the seaside restaurants. Your prize is valued at approximately $5,900.
All right. Congratulations, Lorraine.
Thank you so much. This is totally exciting.
So before you hit the trail, you can help a lucky member of our studio audience receive a $500 appliance package from Cuisinart if you pick a number between 1 and 200. What's it going to be? 11. 11? It was 11. Coming up next, Kat Deely is here. We'll be right back.
Still ahead on Live, we continue Live's Eat It, Like It, Share It Summer Cook-Off. We'll take a look at the history of Niagara Falls before our trip. We'll open up Kelly and Ryan's inbox to hear your comments and questions. And coming up next, Kat Deely.
On Monday's show, Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, will be with us. Very exciting. Yes.
Orphan Black star Tatiana Maslany is here as well.
And a performance by Aaron Bauman.
Plus, many more tricks and surprises up our sleeves.
Yes. Now, our first guest shines every week as the Emmy-nominated host of the hit dance competition. So You Think You Can Dance? Please welcome Kat Deely.
Thank you, Kat. Nice to see you.
That was so far. I've never had to do the walk-on before.
Oh, you've never done that?
No, I was terrified.
Oh, well, welcome. You did it well. You did it.
Did I? I kind of wanted to shake everybody's hand, though, in a very British way.
Yeah.
But a high-five, I went American.
That's right. Yeah, you did both. You were great. You were British and American.
That was a very British high five, though.
Was it a bit? It was a bit Austin Powers.
Yeah, it was a little Austin Powers. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Brian and I were theorizing. Were you popular in high school?
Not at all.
I don't believe it.
No,
No way.
and I had hair like yours. I remember those pink squidgy rollers.
Pink squishy rollers.
I remember those. My mum used to put my hair in them.
Yeah.
And then I had the most awful perm when I was a teenager. When I was like 14, that one with the spirals and
Spiral perm.
Yeah, and it was like crispy,
crunchy hair.
And you do your hair on the hairdryer, and yeah, I had the whole thing.
I wish we were neighbors. We could have saved so much money sharing products.
It's completely true. I had one eyebrow as well.
Me too.
One eyebrow. I was quite spotty as well, and then I had this big hair, which I think was just my mum's idea of me never having a boyfriend, in actual fact.
It does work. It works.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, she did a really good job.
Well, you've come so far. You've come so far.
Thank you. Very nice of you to say, Rob.
By the way, I have not seen... We used to see each other all the time back in Los Angeles
because we worked at the same network for many, many years.
Yeah.
But you've had a baby since I've last
I
seen you.
have.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm a proper grown-up now, almost.
He's 16 months old.
He's 16. 15 months old. He's
Wow.
absolutely delicious. I'm almost a grown-up, Ryan.
Yes, not quite yet. Okay,
quite,
good.
But almost. But he's lovely. He's delicious. He's such a good baby.
Are you getting any sleep or any?
Yeah, you know what? He's amazing. He sleeps all night. He's incredible. Wakes up at like 7:30, goes down at 7. Me, however, I'm awake all night just listening out for him. I can't sleep.
You're
ever.
nervous?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm kind of listening out for him. I'm just checking to see if he breathes or not.
Do you want to know what the good news is?
What?
You're going to have that for the rest of your life.
I know, I'm so depressed. I'm like, I'm never going to sleep again.
No, it's the
eye
most...
drops and I'm my friend.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
So you grew up in what part of England?
Well, it's a place called Birmingham, and it's actually, well, just outside Birmingham. It's not like that.
Birmingham.
It's very, it's kind of industrial. It's like an industrial town.
But
It
you
wasn't
sound
anything
you sound posh.
I am not posh
You're not
at all.
posh?
No, I'm the opposite end of the spectrum. And actually, I probably used to have a stronger, like the accent is a bit like that, really.
Really?
Yes, from where I'm from. Can you understand me?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
talk like that for the next 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, what were in your unposh village? What were you like growing up?
Probably a bit clumsy, not really very together, big hair.
Were you tall as a kid?
Yes, I was.
Tall children have a hard time. They have a hard time finding their balance, right? Don't you think?
The great thing is I've got massive feet, so the balance tends to work out okay. I'm a great swimmer, and I pretty much don't fall over, ever.
Rip and I live vicariously through what you call tall.
Yeah.
We just close our eyes and picture it sometimes.
You know, I was told that I would be tall every year. The pediatrician would say, well, next year you're going to hit your growth spurt.
Yeah.
And now my doctor's like, you're shrinking. And I go, how is that even possible? The good news is I do have the big feet, so I do never fall down.
And you have always fabulous shoes with the heels, too.
But we're still waiting for a growth spurt.
Yeah, we're
still counting on that.
Well, Milo is off the chart. He's so big. So I'm fingers crossed he's going to be a Laker or something like that.
Oh, good.
He's going to look after me when he's a bit older.
Thinking back, obviously, so you think you can dance, you do now, but thinking back, you were doing a bunch of live television early on in the UK, weren't you?
Yeah, I did. That was like one of my first jobs. So I did 3 hours live every week, 52 weeks a year. Kind of like you do every day. 52 weeks a year. And yeah, so everything is some stage or another happened to me. I mean, like I got my first migraine on TV, which was so weird. When it started to go to tunnel vision, I was like, it was terrifying.
I've never had a migraine, and I feel like I'm probably the luckiest person on earth because every time...
You never had one in life?
I've never had one in my life.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I don't think I've ever had a headache, really. But from what I understand, it is the worst, most awful thing to experience.
Well, and it was slightly terrifying because it was also live TV, and I started to get this tunnel vision. I was like, I'm dying. I think I'm going to die on live TV. Make sure you're rolling the camera so you can play this.
Always a producer.
Yeah, exactly. You can play that back, but it was crazy. But I've done it. I mean, I've fallen over, I've dropped microphones, I've been ill. I mean, you just carry on, don't you?
You just have to carry. Well, going to the competition show, you kind of have to. You got to follow it because there's rules and
you're like a ringmaster.
But I've been in the control room when you were doing the show live. I mean, you are absolutely flawless at doing live television. Honestly, I've seen it in the control room so many times.
I don't know about that.
I think that means something.
It's amazing because I actually you were always like swan-like is what I say, because you just kind of seamlessly go along the surface of the water, but you know underneath you're paddling.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean?
And not touching the bottom.
We'll get there.
All right, we'll get there.
Reach that growth.
We are. When we come back, Kat's going to tell us what took her by surprise in the middle of hosting So You Think You Can Dance. It's a great story. Hang on. Relationship counseling, Kat Dealing on the job.
Anytime. Just wheel me a couch out. I'll be fine.
So on So You Think You Can Dance, what happened when you were surprised by Lady Gaga's shoe coming
Oh, yeah, that was one of my favourite moments, I think, of the whole time we've been doing it. We're now on season 14, which is insane.
Congratulations.
I mean, it's amazing.
I love that show so much.
So do I.
Yeah, it's so
I hope
fun.
it comes across that I do, because I really, really enjoy it. Anyway, there was 2 girls who just performed, Melanie and Sasha, and they did such an amazing job, and Lady Gaga was one of the judges on the show. And in olden times, if if an audience member really appreciated someone's performance, they'd take off their shoes and they'd throw their shoes onto the stage.
Is that true?
That's actually true, yeah, like in the Globe Theatre back in London. That was a real sight. Smelly shoes wafting at your head is a real... Yeah, it was a tradition. So she took off her shoe and threw it at the stage, but at the time she was wearing those Alexander McQueen armadillo shoes that looked like giant hooves.
Yeah.
All sparkles, like she had to be carried to her seat. She couldn't even walk to her seat when she was judging. And they came hurtling at our heads. So the three of us just kind of ducked them, and then the girls actually took a shoe home each. And I know that Mel has it on her mantelpiece, this amazing Alexander McQueen armadillo.
Well, I was going to say,
Wow.
Oh, it's amazing.
Estimated retail value is pretty high on that shoe, so that's a good trade.
Exactly, and at least it didn't hit my face. I mean, actually, that could have been a really great moment on TV if you'd have whacked me in the face.
I mean, but then you would be entitled to keep not just the shoes, but all of the wardrobe of Lady Gaga.
100%.
Yes, that's right.
And I would.
So, you know, it's so funny. Everybody always says to us, you should go on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, the only show I ever want to go on is So You Think You Can Dance. Because in my mind, I think I can dance.
Well, I think a lot of people do, but I think that we always encourage people, whether they can or whether they can't. If you just get out there and have a great time, it's pretty good.
How competitive is it going to get this season?
I think it's going to get pretty competitive. We've got some amazing, amazing dancers coming on the show. We're going back old school, so it's adults again. We've got Vanessa Hudgens on as a judge, who's amazing.
Yeah.
But you're busy doing a little something else on the side as well.
Yeah, I'm doing Big Star, Little Star on USA, which is great. It's kind of Mr. and Mrs. meets Kids Say the Darndest Things. So that's
cool.
kind of great. Yeah, it's celebrities in there too.
Oh, that's great.
And then I'm also doing this time next year on Lifetime as well, where people make a pledge and then we cut to a year's time and see if they've managed to do it. Oh, like magic.
Wow, you two, I swear, you have cornered the market.
We should go host something, right? We should go host something. You should have watched Cat Deely Season 14, So You Think You Can Dance, premieres Monday, June 12th, 8 p.m. on Fox. Next, Jeffrey Zakarian and the incredible burger recipe. We'll be right back. Oh, the aroma. So it's time for Eat It Like It, Share It Summer Cook-Off with an innovator, an influencer who inspires his millions of viewers and followers on his digital platforms and his many shows like Cooks vs. Cons and Iron Chef. Please welcome Jeffrey Zakarian. Hello, Chef. Nice to see you, man.
You are the... Natalie is the tired chef of all the chefs in the land of chefery. Okay.
My dad loved to dress, so that's what happens.
You know what?
So who's voting for me right away before I cook?
This is a competition, all right?
We're going to vote for me.
I am. You know why? I'm voting for you because of that rosé right over there.
Yes, Kelly's been eyeing
Thank you. As we call it pink water.
Is this good with burgers?
I love rosé with anything, especially outside. Very cold, right? It's got to be very cold.
Ice cold. Ice
Cheers.
cold.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's why you drink it fast.
Do you cook at home?
I cook all the time. I have 3 children under the age of 10. So, breakfast and burgers. I do breakfast every day.
As it turns out, cooking's not the only thing you're doing.
Exactly. So,
but
am I blushing? Am I blushing or is that the rosé?
Sorry, the rosé.
It's called blush wine. Remember it was called blush
that's
wine?
right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do some burgers.
We're making the burgers.
Very simple, but there are tips and rules that I always use. This is the same thing we do in our restaurant. So everything I'm going to tell you is what we do. First of all, it's all about product, and it's all about the burgers. See how heavily ground these are? They're like a big grind.
Yeah.
You are not making meatballs, so it's all about the grind. So I use 75-25 meat fat ratio.
Really?
Yes. Don't get lean burgers. I know that sounds awful, but lean burger is not going to taste much because the fat is in the burger. When you're going to have a burger, enjoy it. Enjoy the burger.
You go for it. Yeah.
Enjoy the burger.
I've been doing it wrong. I've been doing it wrong.
No, it's not wrong. It's just you're doing it differently. However, it will taste better. And notice they're sort of not perfect. So you don't want to mash them. This whole technique of doing that is bad because you're making meatloaf.
Right.
This is a burger. You want some cracks and crevices so the fat comes out and heats in the pan and cooks in its own fat.
I like
do
your
you need
portion
that kind of
size, too.
skillet?
Cast iron, number 2 tip.
iron.
Always cast iron. I always use cast iron because you're actually cooking. It gets very hot sear, caramelization on the burger. Feel how hot that is?
I can hear it snap.
Okay, so really important, a burger has to be seasoned really well. Really well. So kosher salt from above. The reason from above is you see that?
Yes.
You can see what's evenly or what's not evenly seasoned, all right? And we turn it over.
So there's nothing on the meat yet until you do
Nothing.
this.
You don't put anything inside the meat. Not onions, that garlic, none of that. That's meatloaf. This is a burger.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a fine line.
Right? So just salt and pepper.
You don't like meatloaf, do you?
I love meatloaf.
You've
No.
referenced it twice.
No, I love meatloaf.
Derogatory.
But like I said, everything is for its purpose. You don't call meatloaf a hamburger. It's not. It's very different. It has ketchup.
He's a purist.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so you ready? A hot pan, a lot of pepper, and then a little canola oil. You can use peanut oil or anything like that, but I like this. Now, it's got to be hot. One of the most important things in your kitchen is a cast iron. Cast iron is brilliant. I mean, your mom, your grandmother, everybody had it. You need these two. You need one for fish, one for meat and chicken, and that's all. That's all. You can cook everything.
So you need separate for...
I think so, because you don't want to wash them out. When they're seasoned, you wipe them out and put
you
them
just
away.
wipe them,
yes,
right.
Okay. So you hear that?
Yeah, that's it.
Can you hear that one more time?
Yes.
And a third time. Now, the most important thing is leave them alone. There are a lot of people outside. They're like this. They the guy, they get the beer. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay.
It's going to lift off by getting caramelized. And you'll actually shake the pan, and they'll move. So leave
And
them
that's
alone.
when you know.
Now we're going to make our sauce. So you ready? You're going to help me with the sauce?
Yeah, let's go with the sauce.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, how much?
Just throw it all in there. This is one batch, okay?
All right.
This is called dump and stir.
Okay.
Ketchup.
Ketchup, good.
Right here.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You got it? You need a spoon?
I don't need a spoon.
All right. No, I don't need a spoon for that ketchup.
I don't need a spoon.
Okay.
Shallots.
Shallot.
Chopped shallots.
Great shallots.
Okay.
Now, I have chopped pickles. You can use sweet relish if you want, okay? And over there you have grated horseradish.
Here we go. Oh, horseradish is so good.
So good, right?
Fresh?
Yep, that's done.
And a little parsley.
Okay.
That's the sauce. That's the exact sauce of my burger that we serve at Georgie on my
Georgie's
restaurant.
restaurant, Beverly Hills.
Right.
Beautiful restaurant.
It's called the Georgie Burger, named after my son, who's 3.
Oh, that's so nice.
All right, so that's the sauce. You want to taste it?
Yeah, I sure do.
All right, so you made it. Notice I haven't touched the burger.
What? You have very good discipline. That is good.
Good, right? All right, you ready?
I could eat the sauce as a meal.
Now we're going to flip it and go to break.
Let's take a break as he flips. We'll come back and see how it all turns out right after the break. Midway through building the perfect burger with Jeffrey Zakarian.
I just ate a handful of crispy shallots.
Crispy shallots.
Teach me the secret to the crispy shallots.
So, as you see, we've only flipped one. All right, this is live time here. Now we're going to flip this one here, and you're going to see the beautiful crust. See that crust?
The crust.
And another tip, when you flip away from your people.
So you don't...
To burn
that way.
yourself.
See how nice? Okay, we're going to leave it alone.
Okay.
All right. So the key to make really crispy shallots, you can taste those.
They're so good.
And they stay for about a week in a sealed container, is to start with very cold oil. Sounds odd.
It does. It seems like the opposite.
Counterintuitive. Shallots. I like shallots because they're easy to chop up and they're small. They fit in the sauce.
Yep.
And we're going to just let them cook in cold oil. We're going to bring it up slowly until they simmer about 15 minutes.
And what does that do?
What it does is it releases the oil and the onion slowly, and the sugar comes out, and then it caramelizes easier. So if you just fry them fast, they'll stay crisp for like a second. You know when you get fries just out, they're crisp and then they get soggy.
Right.
So that's the reason why.
Okay.
Are you ready? We're going to build a burger.
Yes.
That's the best part.
Show us how.
Instruction.
Again, another tip, always want to season and griddle your burger bun. So these are the buns. Notice they're nice and brown. Really important. And you see that fat in there? So after that fat's out, that's the natural fat coming out. You're going to put these in there.
Oh, so you let them...
And you get the burger. So you get that love.
We get to
You get that love.
Extra fat.
Yeah, okay.
On your
And
bun.
then always season it with salt. People forget that this is really important. This is the bread. So we're talking about a burger to bread ratio. So you see how nice that is?
Yeah.
When I put the burger in, it's going to be about like that.
Yeah.
And if you have, you know those Instagram photos of burgers all
That are
stacked
this
up?
big.
It's nice for a photo, but you can't eat it.
They seem daunting to me.
They are daunting. That's a good word.
They seem like thirsty burgers.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm going to hit this with a little special sauce.
That goes on the bottom?
Balance.
Okay.
Sauce.
A bed of special sauce. Very nice.
I could eat that with a spoon. I'm not kidding.
This is like a nice chowder.
Notice I put it on a crusty bread. What the crusty bread does is it keeps that nice layer so it doesn't get soggy.
Sink in there. Right.
Then we're going to use my favorite lettuce, a little bib lettuce.
I think bib lettuce is so underrated.
But it has this nice mouthfeel. It's just enough crunch and softness, right? It cups the burger. Then we're going to take a burger.
And the cheese?
The cheese is cheddar. I like cheddar because I just like it.
Yeah,
I think it's
who
delicious.
doesn't? Who doesn't like cheddar?
It has, you know, Swiss is nice, it's melty, but cheddar has this like sharpness, and I think it's
a combination with the meat.
And then a little of these beautiful crispy shallots on top. I'm going to make one more for you.
Yeah.
This is we're going to eat. Delicious.
Now listen, I have to tell the audience something to do now.
Go ahead.
We're going to post today's cook-off video on our Instagram post, okay? On our Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter and Facebook pages. You can help Jeffrey advance to be in the finals on Instagrams with likes, or you can YouTube likes him, or Twitter retweets him, whatever the hell any of this means. You can Facebook like, you can share it by weighing in. He has a chance to win $10,000 for his charity. Yep.
Good thing.
Yep. And to be the Eat It Like It's Share It Summer Cook-Off champion.
I'd love to be a champion. Are you ready? I'm going to slice open. Let's eat. Okay.
While he cuts that, we'll eat. Plus, for you at home, go to our Facebook page. If you like and share our weekly cook-off video, you'll have a chance to win a 6-night trip for 2 to the Aruba Marriott Resort and Stellaris Casino. Value at just under $5,000.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers to you, what we've been working all week for. We'll be right back. Georgie, hot dog.
If you want to try any of this summer's cook-off recipes, just log on to our website, KellyandRyan.com.
Hey, don't forget, on Monday, we are live from Niagara Falls.
Also, Orphan Black star Tatiana Maslany is
the Prime Minister himself.
Justin Trudeau.
Yes, and a performance by Aaron Bowman, and much more. A lot of surprises. So we will see
you guys. I'm going to conquer that.